me, Bree, and if this is your very first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Over here on my channel, we talk about all things faith, motherhood, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any one of those, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And for all of my friends and family that are returning, let me just say welcome back, guys. I appreciate you so much. Now, I'm super excited for today's video because this is the very first episode of Motherhood Mondays. As you guys see, I have my mama shirt on. If you guys saw my recent upload, I told you guys that I was starting a new series every single Monday that is dedicated to all of my mamas out there. And so today you have just tapped into the first episode, and I'm super excited to just go ahead and tell you guys exactly what I have. I think I'm starting off with the banger with the very first episode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, guys, so for the very first episode, I wanted to talk about something that I feel a lot of moms go through, and not even moms, but parents in general, right? And whether you're going through that publicly or privately, I know that we all have experienced it. I know that I've experienced it countless times throughout these last few years, and that is mom guilt, or maybe even parent guilt, right? So when I was doing my research for this video, I wanted to pull up definitions of what mom guilt is, and there's two that popped up, but there was one that really stood out to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the both that I found. So it says the mom guilt or parent guilt, it is the feeling that you have done something wrong, causing harm to your child, regardless of whether that is true or not. So that was one. But this next one was me to the T, if I'm being honest. And that one says mom guilt or parent guilt may arise from not being able to meet the expectations of being a perfect mother. Now, let me be honest. I understand in my heart of hearts, in my brain, in my mind, I know that there is no such thing as being a perfect mother. I completely understand that. So oftentimes for me, I wonder, am I being a good mother? But the crazy thing is when I looked at that definition, there was one word that stood out to me, and that word was expectations. Whose expectations am I trying to meet? Is it the people around me or my own expectations? And if I'm being transparent, I think it has been for me personally, other people's expectations. I have seen people, I have witnessed people tell me I should be doing this or I should be doing that as a mom, and I think I have allowed myself to be wrapped up into their expectations. So when I don't meet those expectations, I'm thinking I'm not a good mother. I don't know about you guys, but I know that that is something that I have struggled with. If I'm being open and I'm being honest, mom guilt is something that I still, to this day, I have 2 kids, okay? Still 2 kids. I've been doing this mom thing now for 5 years, not a long time, but 5 years, but I still experience that. And I think that a lot of times, a lot of us do that, but we just don't know exactly what is going on. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, was mom guilt. Now, before moving forward, I want us to kind of talk about what causes mom guilt, right? Now, I am no expert whatsoever. I'm going to tell you the 3 things that cause mom guilt for me. And if you can relate to any of these things, then that's great. Definitely do some research. There are so many different things that you can look up online in regards to mom guilt. So one thing for me that led to mom guilt, and I think it's probably the #1 reason why a lot of us have mom guilt, and that is comparison, right? Comparing yourself to other mothers out there. Now, we all know that comparison is the thief of joy. You may start just looking at this person's profile online and, oh, I like how they're doing that. And then you begin to question, well, why am I not doing that? Or I like how their kids are doing this. Well, why my kids not doing this? Oh, I like how she has all of this time to do this. Well, why don't I have the time to do all of this, right? And you just begin to just put yourself in a hole, comparing yourself to all of these different super moms. Let me just go ahead and let you know this now. Whether you have a following or not on social media, you are a super mama, okay? And I'm not saying that in a way to like make you boastful, but I want you to understand that just being a mom, you are already super on your own. To bring that child into this world, you are a super mom, okay? Every single mom that is watching this video, you are a super mom. You are amazing. You were literally birthed for this. God chose you for this role. There is nobody that can do this role for your children better than you. And I want you guys to understand that. And it's something that I constantly preach to myself as well. But honestly, comparing yourself to other mothers is definitely something that would allow that mom guilt to just slowly but surely begin to creep in. And I can speak for me. There have been times where it's not even just like moms on social media, even just like moms around me. I'm like, okay, I'm liking how they're doing that. but why am I not doing that? Or why is their child doing this and then my child is not doing that? I've been trying to figure out exactly what it is that these people are doing and why I cannot mimic it. And the crazy thing is, I don't need to mimic anybody, right? The person I need to be leaning on to continue to help me and guide me through motherhood is God. Not watching other people and continuing to watch them to the point where now I'm just like, OMG, why can I not do this? Well, God, why is it working out for them and not working out for me? Well, God, why is their child like this and my child is like that, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. If you have been comparing your journey of motherhood to somebody else's, guess what? You're never going to be satisfied. You are never going to be satisfied. As I mentioned earlier, no one can be a better mother to your child other than you. God birthed you for this. You were built for this for your children. But I'm just being honest and letting you know that for me, comparison was definitely something that I believe caused a lot of my mommy guilt, if I'm being honest. Another thing that I feel can cause mom guilt also is like that external pressure, right? Those people around you, people around you that always have something to say about the way that you are mothering or parenting your children, right? Now, I'm not saying that you cannot take advice from anybody. I think that there are amazing people out there that give good, godly counsel, right? To give you good, wise counsel that truly has your best interest at heart. Those people I'm not talking about. But for all of those people that it seems like they always have something to say. Well, you know, when I was growing up, we did it like this. Or in my household, we do it like this. You know what? That's great for you and that's great for yours. However, you do what God has told you to do. And I think for me, that's my mantra right now. I'm doing what God is telling me to do for me and my family. Now, if God tells me to do this, then boom, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But don't allow the pressures of other people to truly have you just wrapped up to where you feel like you can't even breathe, right? And then that's how that mommy guilt to begin to come in. If you have somebody constantly saying, you should do this, why aren't you doing that? It would look better if you do it this way. Your child should be doing this by now. Your child should be doing that by now. If you continue to hear all of that, guys, when I tell you, it's just going to completely just wrap in your mind and you're not going to be able to think about anything else but what people are saying, that's going to lead to like a lot of mommy guilt, like being honest. Not even just mommy guilt, but parent guilt in general. Hearing those external pressures of what you should be doing, that holds a lot of weight. And I don't know about you guys, but I experienced that as well, about what I should be doing because this person did it, or back then we did it this way, so you need to be doing it this way too. That's a lot. And I know that that weight is a lot for anybody. I feel like this. As a mom, you want what's best for your child. I 100% believe that every mom, every parent that is watching me, you want what's best for your child. You would never intentionally put your child in harm's way, right? You're on this journey of motherhood. You're being led by God. You are doing things. Are everything going to be perfect? No. There's going to be times where you're going to make mistakes, but you learn, you grow, and you continue to move forward. This journey of motherhood is yours. Be thankful for the people that you do have that they truly have your best interest at heart. Be thankful for the community of mothers you may have around you, but also understand that this is your journey of motherhood, and you have to be able to understand that you need to lean on God. Leaning on God is going to be able to help you get through this thing, because again, motherhood is beautiful, but it's also hard, right? I know for me, like I love my children, I love motherhood, but I often question, like, man, was that the right decision? And I think that that's natural. I think it's going to be something that we always are going to experience, right? We're always going to question that, but that's the beauty about motherhood. You learn and you grow. So if there's any mother right now where you're watching this and you're feeling guilty because you allowing the outside world and the outside pressures to come in, my prayer is that you just stop right now. You close out anything that is negative and you focus on what God is telling you to do with your children, okay? That is definitely my prayer. Another thing that I think for me that has led to mom guilt in my life is just negative things, right? Listening to negative things, listen to negative people that's always in my ear. And I guess that kind of goes with just like those external pressures. But I had to learn how to close my ears to negative people, because you know you have those people that are just negative. just to be negative, right? But then you have those people that they don't even know that they're negative, but they are. You have to be able to just close your ears to all of those negative things. And I think for me, what has been a big help is that whenever I hear those negative thoughts of the enemy, I have to combat it with the word of God, right? Like the enemy has me thinking I'm this type of mother, but God says that I'm this type of mother. The enemy has me thinking that I'm this type of individual, but what does God say about me? God reigns over all of this, okay? And so I don't know who I'm speaking to at the moment. I know I've been speaking to myself, but if you are allowing the lies of the enemy to cloud your mind, I pray that you just understand that who you are in Christ. Begin to listen to the words, get in the word and understand what God says about you. As I already mentioned, like you're built for this. The enemy is going to try to come in and allow you to believe that you're not a good mother. The enemy is going to try to make you believe that you were not built for this, right? You could be doing things better. You could be doing this. You could be doing that. But in all honesty, guys, what does God say about you? That's the most important thing. It wasn't until I had a meeting with some people at my church that I truly realized where my I'm not a good mother, where it actually came from, my mommy guilt. And it's crazy because I talk about it all the time, but I never realized it. And I truly feel like because my mom, y'all know that she passed away, because my mom is not here, I feel like that's the reason why I question all the time, like, why am I not a good mother? I can't go to her for advice like I want to, right? I can't call my mama, oh, mama, your grandson is doing this. You know, I can't do any of that, right? I'm so thankful for the community that I do have around me. I'm so thankful for my mother-in-law. I'm thankful for all of those people, but there's still nobody like your mama, right? And so I often feel like that's the reason why I struggle with a lot of this stuff, because I'm still grieving in my own way. And so I question, would my mom have done this? So what would she tell me to do in this moment? And I think I'll allow that to just truly cloud my judgment. But I'm so thankful for the people that I have around me that are allowing me and affirming to me, like, Bree, you are a great mother. You are a phenomenal mother. Again, nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect but Jesus Christ himself, right? But you have to understand that motherhood is going to be a journey, and we're walking it every single day. Mom guilt is going to come, but you have to be able to recognize that thing and begin to call that stuff out, right? So if you are comparing yourself to either mothers around you or mothers on social media, my prayer is that you truly understand that you have to stop. That is not going to do anything for you. It's literally the thief of joy. You're going to dig yourself in a hole trying to be a parent, trying to mimic the parent style of somebody else. Go to God and figure out how you should be parenting. I feel like it's me, my husband, and God that are raising these kids, okay? Like, me and my husband, we cannot do this alone. It is me, my husband, and God that are raising our children the best way that we can, right? Also, those external pressures, if you are listening to all those negative people, guys, please make sure to close your ears. Everyone does not have your best interest at heart. And I would never forget this quote. I'm probably going to say it towards the end of the video, and I think it's really going to minister. It's so simple, but it's really going to minister to somebody, and it's truly what has gotten me throughout these last few years whenever that mommy guilt begins to come around. So those are just some signs of or ways that you can get to mom guilt, whether that's comparison, listening to other people, listening to those negative thoughts. We want to go ahead and combat all of that, right? So now I want to talk about those things that kind of help you with that mom guilt. I truly feel like regardless, it's going to come. Like, I feel like it's a natural thing that is going to come at some point in our lives. But we have to be able to do certain things that can help us really just like lessen that mom guilt. And the very first thing is like, show yourself some grace. Show yourself some compassion. You are not going to get it right every single time. Every decision that you make is probably not going to be the best decision, right? But that is when it is so important for you to learn from any mistakes that you make. Continue to go to God. Do not make moves ahead of God, but just consult him in every single thing that you do in this motherhood journey, right? You have to be able to show yourself compassion. Just like we would show our children compassion when they mess up, we show our spouses compassion when they mess up. Why do we want to show ourselves compassion? Why can we not show ourselves some grace? We have to be able to do that. And I think for me, that's been one of the biggest things that I have learned this year. Like, Bree, show yourself some grace. You are a phenomenal mom. You are a great mom. Your kids absolutely adore and love you. Even when you guys did not have the best day, maybe your kids are crying, you had to discipline your child, at the end of the day, they still love you the same. They still smile, they still hug, they still kiss you, right? It may be still on our heart, but they probably have already forgot about it. Show yourself some grace and some compassion. This is a journey. We're going through this thing every single day, and every single day it's going to get better. But my prayer is that when you're showing yourself grace and you're showing yourself compassion, you are also making sure that you are involving God throughout this journey. God should literally be the center and the core of everything. So before you make those decisions, before you go and do this, just go to God. God, is this something that you want me to do? So sis, brother, if you're watching, show yourself some compassion and some grace. I think another thing that we can do is surround yourselves around a positive community of people. That is so important. I'm so thankful for the circle that I have of mothers around me that reassure me on a daily basis, like, you're doing a great job. Because sometimes you need to hear that. My love language is words of affirmation. So I need to hear sometimes that I am doing a great job. You're doing a phenomenal job. So surround yourself around those people that are going to speak life into you, right? That's not going to judge you for the decisions that you make, but truly speak life into you, right? Those people that are in your community that's going to be positive with you, that's going to show you love. Those are the type of people that you need throughout this journey. Not the negative people that always have something to say or something negative to say, but those people that are truly going to speak life to you. When I tell you that that's a game changer, man. And I'm just so thankful. Again, I'm getting a little bit emotional because I'm just so thankful about the community of people that I have around me. If I didn't have these positive people, like, I will be all over the place, okay? Because again, a lot of times the enemy tries to attack, right? He's always, just like we say, God is always working. The enemy is always working, and he's trying to find some type of crack to get into your head, to get into your mind. So just make sure that you are also surrounding yourself around those positive people. And then the last thing that I want to say, for anybody that may be experiencing some mom guilt, understand to just sometimes we need to breathe. Now, I know that sounds extremely simple, but it is so important. Sometimes we need to just stop, pause, and just breathe. A lot of times we allow situations, it could be this small, but in our mind, it has been blown completely out of proportion. Sometimes we need to just stop, collect ourselves, and just breathe. Pray in that moment. Maybe even just be silent and just sit there. There has been so many times where I feel like I'm doing such a horrible job. I probably did something that wasn't even that bad, right? But in my mind, it felt like it was World War II. I needed to just stop, breathe, and just relax in that moment. So any mom out there who may be dealing with some mom guilt, it is my prayer that some of these things that I have done could definitely be something that can help you as well. Understand that you are not alone in this thing. This is something that a lot of moms struggle with. In fact, if you're not embarrassed to say, if you want to be transparent, if you have dealt with any type of mom guilt, go ahead and leave the emoji where you're raising your hand, because I know I am not the only one out there or out here that has dealt with it. It is something that's going to come. But let me just reaffirm you that you are amazing, that you are wonderful, and nobody does the job like you. There's this quote, and I do not know it word for word, but it says something down the line of, at the end of the day, in your kids' eyes, nobody does the job better than you. I'm a firm believer that God has literally built us for this. And even though we're going to have hard days, because they're going to come, you were built for this. When we have days that we're all over the place, guess what? You were still built for this, okay? Please, please stop comparing yourself to other people. I don't have it all together by far. But even the people that post online that look like they have it all together, they're just showing you a piece of their life. It is still 24 hours in a day. They may not have it all together either. But my prayer is that you truly just continue to include God in every single thing that you do, even within your motherhood. Allow God to be a major part in the parenting of your children, okay? So this was just literally the first episode of Motherhood Mondays, and I truly hope that it ministered to somebody out there. I'm super excited about this series because, again, this is just me expressing exactly what I've been dealing with throughout this last year, and mom guilt definitely has been one of those things. But I'm super excited to say that I am being more compassionate with myself. I'm giving myself grace. I'm surrounding myself around positive people in a positive community, and I am learning to just breathe, pause, and reflect. In fact, I'm being more like Whitley from A Different World. Relax, relate, and releasing. Okay, I'm doing a better job at that because, again, when I look in my children's eyes, I know that they just see me as this amazing person, and I know that you guys are also absolutely amazing. So I truly hope that this episode definitely ministered to someone. If you are still here and rocking with me, I appreciate it. Please be sure to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below. What did you think about episode 1? Are you looking forward to episode 2? Hopefully you are. Definitely go ahead and leave a comment. And then also, if this is something that truly ministered to you, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I do post a new video. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next Motherhood Mondays. But y'all be blessed. Bye.